like actually
Delectable.
being in this area, talking about
Kicksters.
man, it just brings me back.
Yeah,
Shout
It's a
out
very
moms.
nostalgic trip for Devin because he kind of knows the area more.
This was I went to elementary school around here, and it's just nice thinking back of all the stupid things that happened. Like, I don't know if you want to disclose the county, but.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about it being in Jacksonville, I mean, everybody kind of knows it's like the whole like
Duval.
Yeah, Duval.
Yeah, as a Duval kid growing up, it allowed me to have some character. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why I just am so bland. I've lived in suburban hell for like since I was 3.
I'm so sorry, man. But yeah, it was man. A lot of shitty things happen, but it's still things I miss for some reason. Because like having something to happen every day was like made it fun to and bearable to go to school.
Yeah.
Like I acquired multiple bus referrals for fights.
What?
Yeah.
You got in fights?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could. This isn't like the basketball clip, I promise.
Okay, sure.
You look like you could hoop. Like,
yeah.
No, I think you were kind of telling me about this beforehand. I just forget.
Yeah.
See,
no, it was a real thing.
I'll go off on my bus experience in a second. I got to hear about your bus fights.
Some. I say some like it was like a lot. It wasn't a lot, but it was more than one. I'll say that.
Yeah. It was enough to be like, wow, this is a pattern. There's something here.
I definitely like mellowed out by the time I got to a different county.
Yeah, you could just say like high school. I mean,
yeah, I mean even middle school, it was a weird transition point. But
yeah,
one time I was just like defending my friend who was getting like ranked on. I made a joke back at another dude. He got hurt, and then we just sort of like socked each other in the face.
Jeez.
But this keep in mind this is like 3rd grade me. So
yeah.
If we went back and watched that from an omnipotent point of view,
We probably would have laughed.
for sure. But at the time, it was like those were heavy hits, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to go. That was in the morning too, not on the way home. So I had to walk around with an ice pack on my face.
Oh.
It was a fun time.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There was a lot of hijinks, I'd say, that happened on the bus outside of even fighting. It was like seatbelts weren't really they were a weapon more than they were a safety thing. The
Oh my
the
god.
metal part we'd swing around.
Oh.
We'd whip people with the extra slack.
Okay, so we're gonna make that an out of context clip. Devin used to whip people.
As a 3rd grader.
As a 3rd grader.
But,
There's something internalized there.
Yeah. Shout out moms.
Shout out moms. Oh my god. That's gonna be the title.
Shout out moms. Yeah.
Shout out moms.
But what was another thing? Oh, this was fun. So I'd have my friend sit a few rows up. I'd sit a few rows back. We'd both like put our heads out the window, stick our hands out the window, and he would have like a paper ball, and because we're moving, he wouldn't really have to throw it to me. He'd just sort of drop it, and I'd have to catch it before it.
That's actually kind of fun.
It is pretty fun. It's hella dangerous.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. What else happened? It feels a lot of fun just like thinking back to those days.
Yeah.
Because it's just...
Getting nostalgic.
Yeah.
A little tear to your eye.
A little bit. The best part about like roasting other people like is when the whole bus reacts. Like it's like a chain reaction.
Everybody's like, oh.
Everyone within those few rows that are involved goes, oh, and then you have the other people on both sides
Slowly rippling.
slowly like looking back, like what happened, and everyone's involved. And man, I've had a few of those times, and boy, does it feel good.
It does.
Yeah.
I was always a really awkward kid going into like even into high school.
Yeah, I bet you wouldn't have made it to the back of the bus. I did.
I actually did.
Wow.
By
Congrats.
being the quiet one somehow.
Oh, what, did people just think you were like chill or something?
Yeah. I was like awkward, but like in a cool way, I guess. Not cool, but like in terms of like if you saw me, they were like, yeah, I guess he's all right.
I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I played nice guy.
Cool.
But essentially, what ended up happening was like, it's not as cool as that. It wasn't like kids ranking on each other all the time. Sometimes there was, but sometimes it was like, before I start stuttering again,
Okay.
to clarify, the bus driver was awful. Like, I get that being a bus driver is probably
my bus driver so many times. We've had
being a bus driver is probably the worst job, and I'm not gonna take that away from this lady. But my thought was always like, she was very strict on like no phones, whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I was like, that doesn't make sense, because then she also told us not to talk. She said, you guys need to be quiet. I'm like, you know what would make me quiet? If I could go on my phone right now. So I went on my phone all the time.
Yeah.
But I would just hide it.
Yeah.
And because of that, kids were trying to find some way to stay entertained, because they're not going to sit there quietly on the way to the school.
Yeah, no one's ever just...
Yeah.
Unless you're like fucking Mark Zuckerberg, you're not just sitting there. Yeah.
It got to a point where literally kids at the end of the day were taking water bottles, taking the cap off, and they would just do like a full... all over the back of the bus, and you could not avoid it. Like,
that's so funny.
I don't know why it started, and even if you got wet, you were just like, it was funny because it was in protest to that one. I hope we got that on camera.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Oh, they're going crazy.
Whoa.
Wow.
I love squirrels.
They're so cool. Megan doesn't like them.
Aw.
I'm pretty sure that squirrel's gonna get violated, and that's why it's running. Anyways, back to the story. It was really all just like in protest of the bus driver being so like, not even just mean, but it was like, I don't know. I think that the no phones thing is probably because somebody caught her smoking on the bus and took a video of it.
Wow.
Because she would do that all the time. She would like right before her trip.
Yeah.
Or like right before she'd pick us up, she would stop if she was early and then like smoke in the bus.
Yeah.
And then we would try to open the windows, and she's like, no, don't open those. It's too cold out or something like that. We're like, dog, you hotbox this bitch.
That's hilarious.
I mean, it's not even like weed or anything. It was like tobacco, so it smells nasty.
Crack.
Just literally. Imagine. She's like, I've had it one last time with you guys. Just goes like full Batman on us.
Yeah. There was also some like, we probably had like, in my 5 years on basically the same bus the whole time, we probably ran through like 4 different bus drivers.
Oh.
And I don't know if that's just how the system is, or if they all like left because we're so insufferable.
I had literally started with that bus driver because the last bus driver had retired.
Okay.
And he, I guess, was great.
Okay.
He was a nice guy or something.
Oh, cool.
And then this new bus driver, she had just started with us, and she was awful. The first day of school, she literally skipped a whole group of kids, like my group of kids, because she told us that the bus stop moved, and nobody had told any of the kids that.
Okay.
Originally, the bus stop was like closer to, I think, the front of the neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah.
And she just ran straight past it. I was like, fuck it.
Damn.
And then we're all like, well, shit, what do we do now? We can't just miss the bus.
Yeah.
And she came back, or when we all started walking towards the third bus stop, because there's like 3 in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And she had already picked them up, and then she sees us all walking, and she's like, hey, you guys were at the wrong stop. The stop is now at, or it wasn't even that far. There's like a park, and that's where our stop was.
Yeah.
And that's where it used to be.
Mm.
And the bus driver would just stop at the park. And then she was like, it moved over here. It was literally 50 feet away at the corner where the park was, instead of just at the park. It was like so petty, and that's already started everybody off with a bad taste.
Yeah. That's dumb.
You know, I think she ended up quitting my 8th grade year because of all the shit we were doing with the water bottles. She was like, I need to find something new. Mm-hmm. And we got somebody else. And the substitute, we were still doing some of the same shit, but he was cool. Mm-hmm. He was like, hey, like, let's not do the water thing. I'm cool with y'all having fun because it's the end of the year, but, like, don't do the water thing. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, fine. You know, we could stop the water thing because we don't hate you. Yeah. You know?
It's within reason, sure.
Yeah. We did the water thing. There was one kid who would, like, throw around condoms. Mind you, it was 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
So he either got that from his big brother or, like, there's a bigger issue there.
Yeah. That just reminded me of another disgusting thing looking back.
Oh. Let's talk about it. Go off, King.
There was I think I never had this confirmed, but there's reason to believe that one day behind me, in the row behind me, a dude was getting head. And keep in mind what grade we are in.
Yeah, I was about to say the grade thing.
I saw your reaction at first. You were like, ooh.
No, because I remember the story. Oops. I just don't know if I want to say it.
Yeah. Well, now you have to. You know?
I don't know if I want to put that on camera yet. I may.
Really?
Ooh.
Okay, tell you.
Because I think.
Tell it now.
I can be
and then
very
you can cut
vague.
It
yeah.
Editing, and then just cut back to my reaction. So
yeah, if I decide that it's too much to tell, I'll cut it out, and then you'll be like, "What?"
Yeah. Okay. If you.
So.
Right. So we'll just be right back.
Yeah.
Assuming we're back now.
We're back.
I feel like we've grown closer.
Yeah, I have a lot of stupid stories, specifically from that time in my life. It's like one of those things that you look back and you're like, ugh. You know the joke where it's like, you're doing something and all you can do is just remember?
Yeah.
Because you're doing nothing else. Yeah. Like anytime I'm at work, I just remember shit like that.
Yeah. When you're about to go to bed, something embarrassing pops up. When you're taking a shower, something pops up. So you're just letting the water run and hit your face.
Why?
Why?
Marvin's room.
This was one of those moments that unfortunately we are not going to share with you because, wow.
Yeah. I just did a bad thing.